Who controls the IEC? Who controls the Independent Electoral Commission of South Africa? Other people think the laws and rules control the behavior of the IEC. But who put the laws and the rules? Who said, who put the law that people who are in prison or who have been in prison should not contest for election? Who put that law? What is the reason for that law? This shows, it tells you that there are people who controls the IEC. There are people who put the rules for particular reason, just to make sure that they have control over the people who will be contesting the election. They have control over them. Just to make sure they know if they put that rule, if they don't want you to contest the election, they will take you and put you in jail, just like they did with President Zuma, and take you out so that you are not able to contest. Why do we say this is democracy if there are other people who will not be allowed to contest? For instance, if prisoners are not allowed to contest for election, what if the people, they want somebody who is currently in the prison? Is it still democracy? President Zuma normally says when he goes around campaigning, he says white people says democracy umbuso wentando eningi, meaning democracy is the government of the majority. In South Africa, is the majority. Who is the majority in South Africa? The majority in South Africa is black people. Can anyone deny the fact that black people in South Africa are not leading? There's nobody who can deny that fact. There's no one who can deny the fact, the solid fact that black people in South Africa have no control of their lives and have no control of their resources, of their land. They are effectively slaves for the masters. They work for the companies of the masters effectively. That is what is happening in South Africa. So the IEC is controlled by white people. It's not like IEC is controlled by the rules. Who create the rules? The rules are created by the same people that were saying we want liberation from. If we allow the same people that we want to be freed from to create the rules that will help us to be free, will it be possible? I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. I don't trust that the IEC will be able to help us to take the land. The IEC or voting, I don't believe that voting will help us to effectively take our land, because the system of voting in South Africa is controlled by white people. They know how it works. They implemented the rules. They have the controls in place to make sure that they can rob these elections. It's simple. Counting elections is very simple. Where the people are voting, they should they should. President Zuma says, why not allocate boxes for different parties instead of separating the boxes after people have voted? Instead of separating the votes after people have voted, separate the votes before people are voting. MK party, you have all those different parties there. You have the boxes. If you want the ANC, you go to the box of the ANC, you throw your vote. If you want the MK party, you go there and throw the vote. After that, you take this box, put it down, you count, you balance the numbers on the people who were voting, the numbers on the voters roll, and the people who came to vote. You balance, you check those numbers if they are fair, and you send the numbers to the head office. The fact that these numbers have to be counted somewhere and have to be mixed up, why is it like that? It's because effectively they want to have control over who is going to win. So the IEC will not be able to declare Umkhonto Wesizwe as the ultimate winner of the election. I don't trust them to can do that. But what am I saying? I'm saying let's go on the 29th of May and try and exercise that. This is our first option that we can do to try and liberate ourselves. If this does not work, it does not mean that black people will be defeated. It means we have to go back to planning, because the reason we want to take over the government is because black people are in slavery. They are not in control of their land. The land have been taken over by foreign white people. So the IEC is controlled by the same people. So it will never be easy for MK party and President Zuma to take control of South Africa through the vote, because the system has been designed against us. It's not designed for us, it's designed against us. The rules of the IEC have been put against black people, not for black people. So you can't use that to achieve glory for black people. You can't use something that has been effectively put there against black people, thinking that you're going to achieve glory out of such things. You have to put your own things in order to achieve what you want to achieve. You can't use other people's roles in your own home. You can't use other people's roles in your own home thinking you will advance your family, thinking you will advance your family's vision when you are using other people's role in your own family. It's not possible for you to achieve the vision of your family through other people, other families writing the rules on how you should run your own household. In the first place, elections is just a mess. Elections in the first place, changing the government every 5 years is just a mess. Why do you have to change the government every 5 years? Can you really have stability in any institution if you have to change the people every 5 years? Any institution that you want it to function properly, why do we have a government employees in the municipalities and the government institution working permanently there? Why are we not changing them every 5 years? Because there are other people who don't have job and who've got qualifications to can get in there. It's because continuity is very important. Continuity is very important. A country, a family, for instance, cannot be built by changing the mother every 5 years or the father every 5 years. If a family cannot be built by that, what about a country? Can a country be built by changing the leader every 5 years? Never. You will never achieve the stability that you need in that country. So the election on its own is just nonsense. It's just to make sure that the politics those who controls our politics are in power. So the instruments that we want to use, or the vehicle that we want to use to liberate ourselves, is already corrupted. It's already against us. That's why they are not even embarrassed to break the rules and go to the courts to effectively implement wrong rules against people. They are not afraid to break their own rules. The rules that they set for us to follow, when it's not suiting them, they break them. The IEC does not have to appeal the decision of the electoral court. The rules says the decision of the electoral court is final, but the court has allowed the IEC to appeal that decision now, effectively telling us that they are ready to break the laws. Will they ever declare the election in our favor? It will never happen. I don't think that will happen. Let's say this is just the first stage of our struggle. This is the first stage of our struggle for the land. The election is just the first stage of our struggle of the land. But we will never get the land out of the election. We will never be able to. If we can win the election, white people will destabilize South Africa. White soldiers will come to South Africa to fight a war again, to implement the colonial rule. Because they have to implement the colonial rule. It has to do with their survival on the planet Earth. It has to do with their survival on the planet Earth. The, the, the white people can disappear from the planet. The white people can disappear from the planet. This is the truth. Europe is getting old. White people are not giving birth. When they sleep with black people, they change their color to black. So effectively, this world can change to being black. And that is the fear of the white masters. That's why they must break every rule to be able to survive on the planet. So they will never allow us to rule. And I don't trust the IEC to bring us the result. I believe that the IEC will create war in South Africa. And when the war takes place, when the war happens in South Africa, white soldiers will be deployed in South Africa to come and fight against the people, so that they can defeat us. Whether we will win this war or not at this moment, I can't tell, I don't know. But I think now black people have the power and will be able to fight whatever way the English people and the Americans are going to be trying to fight. But my point is the IEC and their rules can never be trusted to run the elections in South Africa, because everything they use comes from the people, is designed by the people who want to see us suffer. Please subscribe, like, and share the content. Thank you for listening.